We do have new details now on the stunning and very sad death of actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy. The Santa Fe medical examiner revealing autopsy results that they believe show that Hackman died of heart disease with complications from Alzheimer's. His wife, 65-year-old Betsy, succumbing to a rare hantavirus about 1 week before her husband's death. So lots of questions here, so that's why we're going to bring in ABC's Zohreen Shah, an emergency medicine physician, Dr. Stephanie Widmer. Thank you both for being here on ABC News Live. Zohreen, let's start with you. What more do we know from officials right now?
Yeah, first of all, the whole thing just so shocking and heartbreaking, but investigators say it's unclear if Hackman knew that his wife of 30 years was dead for a week before he passed away. They say he was in an advanced stage of Alzheimer's, and it's possible he just didn't know. And some of what they said yesterday, just really as shocking as a revelation that Hackman and his wife died to begin with. Some of the timeline, the fact that Betsy was seen on camera at a CVS pharmacy just shortly before she died, for some people that raises more questions than answers. We do know that carbon monoxide poisoning was ruled out, though. It was initially seen as a possible cause of their death.
Dr. Widmer, let's bring you in because I was talking to you about this on GMA this morning, and I was saying, listen, I've never heard of this hantavirus, and I was doing all this Googling, and I'm seeing all of this stuff about rodents and all of these things. What exactly is the hantavirus, and how do you catch it?
Right. So hantavirus is a viral syndrome. It is incredibly rare. Not many cases in the United States. It is multiple different symptoms. It can affect the pulmonary system, your kidneys. It can cause internal bleeding, and some symptoms that are similar to the flu: body aches, weakness, chills. It is not passed from person to person. And I want to stress this because the mortality rate is very high, but people don't need to worry about spreading this from one person to another. The way that it is contracted is from coming into contact with an infected rodent secretions, rodent feces, saliva, or urine, and that's the way that hantavirus is contracted.
And what does this tell us about Gene Hackman's Alzheimer's? How advanced might the disease have been since he did not apparently call for help here?
So it's really hard to say clinically where he was on the continuum of Alzheimer's, but according to the medical examiner, there was evidence that his Alzheimer's was quite advanced. And considering his wife may have passed approximately a week before him, and he was not able to call for help, we'll never know exactly what happened. But to think about the fact that this individual with advanced Alzheimer's was not able to care for himself or reach out to anyone really makes you wonder just how far along in the dementia course he was.
And Zohreen, let's bring you back in here because we now know what killed Gene Hackman and his wife. But what more do we know about their dog, who was also found dead here?
Gee, I'm hearing you guys talk about hantavirus, and I'm just remembering a moment from the press conference yesterday as well, where investigators say they do not believe that the dog died from that. But based on the timeline, they say it's possible the dog could have died of starvation. He was found in a crate about 10 to 15 feet from Betsy, and investigators say the couple's dog had just gotten a procedure done, and that might explain why he was in a crate. The dog had been taken to the vet for more tests to determine the cause of death. But just this whole story, Gio, just so heartbreaking.
So heartbreaking, so sad, and no doubt about it, a lot of people are going to still look at this and try to figure it all out and understand what happened. Zohreen Shah, Dr. Stephanie Widmer, thank you so much for joining us here and talking about this.